Welcome to A Gratitude Journey from Appreciation to Impact. I'm James Barnett. Gratitude is one of those words we hear now and then, but we don't often slow down to experience it. I want us to do 3 things. Remember moments in our lives where gratitude showed up and changed something. Recognize the people who have made our lives better. Receive the benefits that gratitude unlocks in our minds, bodies, and relationships. I'm going to share some stories, ask some questions, and give you a few simple gratitude practices you can take with you. I also want to quietly use a framework in the background as we go. I'll share something from my own experience. I'll connect it to what you may be feeling or living. I'll highlight the lesson or insight. I'll bring in examples from other people or research. I'll give some short, punchy phrases you can remember. So if it feels like I'm telling you a story and then suddenly dropping sentences that sound like they belong on a mug or a t-shirt, that's intentional. There have been times in my life where I felt like everything was falling apart. My plans weren't working the way I expected. Money was tight. Some relationships were distant, and I had frequent anxiety and depression. One night, instead of surfing the internet, the international network, I decided to write down 3 specific things I was grateful for, even if they were small. First thing I wrote was, I'm grateful I can breathe easily. The second thing was, I'm grateful for one person who believes in me. The third was, I'm grateful that I haven't given up. As I wrote those 3 things, nothing outside me changed. My bank account didn't suddenly fill up. Relationships didn't magically fix themselves. But inside me, something shifted. I felt a little steadier, a bit more grounded, a bit more hopeful. Maybe you've been in a season like that too, where everything looked messy, uncertain, or frustrating, and gratitude felt like a luxury. You needed other people to have, not you. You might think I'll be grateful when things get better, when the finances improve, when the relationship heals, when my body feels stronger, when my work finally makes sense. And yet it's often in the mess that gratitude does some of its most powerful work, which reminds me of a meme. I don't know what the images are from. It says, hey friend, listen, I know it's hard to be grateful through all the suffering. The suffering will continue until you're grateful. Gratitude doesn't wait for life to be perfect. Gratitude helps life become bearable and sometimes beautiful while it's still imperfect. Gratitude is not denial. It doesn't pretend the pain is gone. It simply refuses to let the pain have the final word. Psychologists have found that people who keep a simple gratitude list, just a few things each day, often report better sleep, more optimism, and even less physical pain over time. Not because their lives became magically easy, but because their focus shifted in a small, consistent way. There are countless stories of people who went through grief, loss, illness, or heartbreak and later said, gratitude didn't erase my pain, it gave me a lifeline. It helped me see that even in this, not everything is lost. Gratitude isn't a reward for a perfect life. It's a lifeline in a messy one. I don't wait for gratitude. I practice gratitude. Even in the mess, something is still good. I invite you right now, even just in your own mind, to name 3 things you're grateful for in the middle of whatever feels messy or uncertain. Now I'll shift from general gratitude to relational gratitude. Gratitude for specific people. There have been key people in my life who showed up at just the right time, a professor who encouraged me, a friend who listened without trying to fix me, a mentor who saw potential in me when I couldn't see it in myself. Looking back, I can see how much those words and actions shaped me. But at the time, I didn't always say thank you the way I could have. One day I decided to change that. I made a list of people who had impacted my life and I started sending messages. I said things like, "You changed my life when you did blank. Thank you." And then blank being the specific thing. "Your belief in me back then is part of why I'm still going today. Thank you for how you showed up." And here's what surprised me. I felt lighter, more connected, more aware that my story has never been a solo project. And something specific was a man old enough to be my dad. The last time I got to visit with him in person, two of his three daughters were my first classmates in school. It's a small school that we attended. Last time I got to visit him, he said that he's expecting great things of me. And years later, I thanked him for saying that, sent him a message, and I am glad I got to acknowledge him for that I'd remembered what he had said to me still all those years later. I'm glad that I told him that before he died. And you have those people too who have made the difference for you in your life. Think of someone who made you laugh when you wanted to cry. Someone who challenged you to grow. Someone who gave you a chance, opened a door, or said, "I believe in you," when you weren't sure you believed in yourself. Part of gratitude is recognizing that you didn't get here alone. Gratitude turns invisible appreciation into visible blessing. People can't usually read your mind. We can feel grateful and yet never express it. When we do express it, something changes in the relationship. Gratitude spoken is love made audible. Couples who regularly express simple, specific gratitude to one another often report stronger relationships. Teams that celebrate wins together tend to have better morale and collaboration. And when people receive heartfelt thanks, they are more likely to help others again. Gratitude doesn't just reward past kindness, it creates future kindness. Unspoken gratitude is a gift that never leaves the box. Gratitude turns "I appreciate you" into "I see you, I hear you, I value you." Gratitude given is connection strengthened. I invite you to think of one person right now. Picture their face. Remember one specific thing they did that helped you. Decide how you'll thank them today or this week. It could be a call, a voice message, a text, an email, or a handwritten note. Gratitude for people is never wasted. Even if they never hear about it, you are still changed by naming it. Now we'll talk about a deeper layer. Gratitude not just for what you have, but for who you're becoming. There have been times in my life where I was harsh with myself, more than anybody else ever has been, it takes a lot for that. Maybe you've done this too, replaying old mistakes, criticizing yourself for not being farther along, believing that your worth is measured only by productivity or outcomes. During one stretch like that, someone suggested a practice that felt strange at first. Try writing a gratitude list about yourself. Thank yourself for the ways you've kept going. Thank yourself for the growth. So I tried it. I wrote things like, "I'm grateful that I'm still here. I'm grateful that I care deeply, even when it hurts. I'm grateful that I'm willing to learn and try again." As I did that, I noticed something. It was kindness. I was finally recognizing that I'm not a project to be fixed. I'm a human in process. You might be someone who easily appreciates others, but struggles to appreciate yourself. You may downplay your resilience, compassion, creativity, and courage. You might think, I'll be grateful for myself when I've finally achieved this or that. But gratitude is also about honoring the journey, not only the destination. When you practice gratitude for who you're becoming, you stop treating yourself like a problem and start treating yourself like a miracle in progress. You are more than your mistakes, more than your unfinished goals, more than the expectations you haven't met yet. Gratitude helps you see that. People who practice self-compassion and self-gratitude tend to take better care of themselves. Research suggests they're more likely to bounce back from setbacks, more willing to try new things, and less likely to be paralyzed by shame. This isn't about ego, it's about recognizing that you too are worthy of appreciation. Gratitude isn't just for what you have, it's for who you're becoming. You are not a problem to fix, you are a story unfolding. Self-gratitude is not arrogance, it's alignment with truth. If you're willing, I invite you to place a hand over your heart for a moment. Quietly you can say, I'm grateful that I'm still here, I'm learning, and I haven't given up. You are allowed to be grateful for you. Gratitude is often about the past and present, but it can also reach into the future. There have been moments where I felt unsure about what's next. New projects, new seasons of life, new responsibilities. And I noticed that when I imagined the future only through fear, my body reacted. Panic attacks, tenseness, racing thoughts. But when I experimented with something like future gratitude, I felt a shift. Thank you that I will learn what I need to learn. Thank you that I will not walk alone in the next season. Thank you that there will be unexpected blessings I can't see yet. I wasn't pretending to know how everything would work out. I was simply choosing to meet the future with trust rather than panic. Maybe you're standing in front of your own unknowns, a career change, a health journey, a relationship crossroads, a big decision about family, location, or calling. You don't have all the answers, and that's okay. Gratitude for the future sounds like I don't know exactly how, but I'm grateful that good things are still possible. It's not blind positivity, it's making room for grace. Gratitude for the future doesn't deny uncertainty. It declares that hope is still allowed. You don't have to know the entire path to be thankful for the next step. Some of the most hopeful people on earth are the ones with the most difficult lives. They're the people who've decided, often in the face of hardship, I still expect to see goodness. I still believe it's worth continuing. They practice gratitude in advance. They thank life, God, the universe, however they understand it, for strength they haven't yet felt and connections they haven't yet made. And often that posture of open-handed gratitude shapes the opportunities they notice and the courage they bring to those opportunities. Gratitude is how we say yes to a future we can't fully see. I don't know the details, but I'm grateful there's more ahead than just my fears. Gratitude is hope wearing work boots. Take a moment and think about one area of your future that feels uncertain. Then say, I'm grateful that I will not face this alone. I'm grateful that I can grow through this. I'm grateful that an unexpected good is still possible. Gratitude doesn't guarantee a specific outcome, but it changes how you travel. I've been using the BITS formula. I've shared stories from my own journey, anxiety, relationships, self-criticism, uncertainty. I've kept turning the lens toward you, your seasons, your people, your identity, your future. Point. Each section had one clear takeaway or lesson. They. We looked at others. Friends, couples, teams, research, even if only briefly. Soundbite Stack. I gave short, memorable lines you can carry with you. You can use the same pattern in your own life. When you tell a story to a friend, when you write a post or journal entry, when you thank someone intentionally, just remember, I, you, point, they, Soundbite Stack. That's I, you, point, they, Soundbite Stack. And it takes some getting used to. I'll demonstrate one short bit story. I once went a whole week without writing anything in my gratitude journal and noticed my mood slipping. You've probably had weeks like that too, where everything feels heavier than it should. Point. Gratitude is a practice, recommended daily. They. People who practice gratitude regularly, even in small doses, tend to feel lighter and more hopeful. Soundbite Stack. Gratitude compounds over time. A little gratitude often beats a lot of gratitude rarely. Gratitude is an example of a great attitude. That's bits in action. Next, I'll guide you through a simple exercise I call the 3 circles of gratitude: past, present, and people. Circle number 1, the past. Think of one moment in your past that you can be grateful for today. It might be a risk you took, a door that opened, a door that closed, a turning point, even a painful one that led you somewhere important. Then say, thank you for that moment. I didn't always see the gift in it, but I'm grateful now. Circle 2. Circle number 2, the present. Next, think of one thing in your present reality that you're grateful for. Not everything, just one thing. It could be a relationship, a resource, a small comfort, a piece of clarity, or growth. Say, thank you for this right now in my life as it is. Circle number 3, people. Lastly, think of one person you're grateful for today. It might be someone in the present or someone from your past, someone you see often, or someone you wish you could see more. Say, thank you for this person. Thank you for how they've impacted my life. If you'd like, you can commit to express that gratitude to them in the next 24 to 48 hours. Bits in this exercise. I use this 3 circles practice when I feel scattered. You can use it when you feel overwhelmed or numb. Point. Gratitude becomes more powerful when it's specific. Many people find that naming 3 concrete things shifts their mood more than vague gratitude ever could. Soundbite Stack. Vague gratitude fades, specific gratitude sticks. Gratitude expressed is a gift that keeps on giving. When you are grateful, you admit you are full of greatness. As we come to the end of this video, I will speak a blessing over you. And here it is. May you remember that gratitude is always available, even in small doses. May you discover that gratitude doesn't erase your pain, but it gives you strength to walk through it. Gratitude doesn't guarantee control, but it anchors you in what is still good and true. Gratitude doesn't make life perfect, but it makes life more livable, more connected, more meaningful. May you notice the tiny gifts in your day, the warm drink, the kind message, the moment of quiet. Recognize the people who have helped you become who you are. Extend gratitude not only backward and outward, but inward and forward to yourself and to your future. Gratitude turns moments into miracles. Gratitude turns strangers into allies and routines into rituals. Gratitude doesn't just change what you see, it changes who you become. Thank you for being part of a gratitude journey from appreciation to impact. I'm grateful for you, the stories that shaped you, and the stories you'll shape in others. I'm James Barnett. May the rest of your day or night be filled with specific, surprising reasons to say thank you.